Hello, it's Hannah here from Blue Ferret Boarding. It's August and you are all on your holidays without me. Why did you not invite me? So this entire month we've been taking it easy and just talking about random things about ferrets, just little bits of information. This week is a bit of a everything. I thought really to just end August on quite a light note. I'd just talk about some of the main questions that we get asked about with ferrets. So there's four main questions that I'm going to talk about. Excuse me. So firstly, we often get asked about how long they live. And this is a really good one. It's quite a hard one to answer, sadly. So ferrets can live usually anywhere between 6 up to 12 years, and that is a huge bracket. And the reason for that huge bracket is something to do with the diseases that I'll talk about just in a minute. But to let you know, when they're starting to get to 6 or 7, they can start looking their age, but they can then last like that as a golden oldie for another 6 years, and they'll just keep plodding on. They'll have wound down a bit, just like any old animal. They'll have wound down, they'll be not wanting to play as much, they'll be wanting to be left to sleep a bit more, their appetite might diminish, they might start looking a bit rough around the edges, they might be losing a few teeth, they might be getting a bit grumpy and have cataracts. But on the whole, they're a grand ferret, So it's a bit of a long, a wide boundary, and I'll be honest, golden oldies are super things to have, but I'll be perfectly honest, we've never managed to keep a ferret past about 7 or 8, and that's not to do with us, that's to do with a lot of the inherent diseases that ferrets can suffer from. So let's go into those then. The reasons why ferrets don't really on the whole last very long, sadly. So they are they can be what we call cancer machines, which is an awful thing to say, but they can. And they can suffer, they typically suffer from 3 different types of cancer, as it were. The first one is adrenal disease, which is of the kidneys. And while that can be treated and managed, it can sort of shorten the length of time that you have the ferret. So there are still ways of managing that, but it's not something they're going to recover from. So that might shorten their life period. It might not kill them straight off, but it might shorten their life period. Lymphoma is another one, which is obviously a cancer of the endocrine system, and again that can be treated, and that the ferret can be given steroids which can help them carry on as normal, and that can again extend their life, but they're not going to recover from that again generally, and again that's going to shorten their lifespan. And the other one is insulinoma, which is kind of the opposite of diabetes. So it's not a nice one, and again it can be manageable, but again it's likely to shorten your lifespan of your ferret. So, and then there's just your general lump and bump sort of cancers, as it were, and tumours. And again, at that point, when they're that age, and with a ferret being quite a small animal, there's only so much surgery can be done, and you have to draw the line at when you're going to do surgery and when you're just going to mitigate. And I'm sorry to say that all of my ferrets have been put to sleep. In fact, all of the animals I've owned so far have had to be put to sleep rather than leaving them in pain and discomfort for longer. And it's a horrid choice to make, but they will generally tell you, and you have to do what's best for the ferret, not what's best for you. So then, other things that we've been asked: do they bite? Yes, they do. They have teeth. They explore with their teeth. If they're scared, they will bite. What happens when a dog is scared? It bites. Just like any other animal, if that ferret is not socialized, if it's not fed properly, if it's not healthy, if it's in pain, if it's scared, it is going to bite. But if you take away all of those factors and have a well-fed, happy, content, socialized ferret, that ferret is very unlikely to bite unless it suddenly becomes scared, hungry, and so on. Can you have them around other pets? You can, but be very careful. We have ours around 2 cats because the cats know the ferrets and generally are fine with the ferrets and just get out of the ferret's way. I personally wouldn't have them with dogs, or I know people who do have dogs and ferrets that are able to roam together at the same time, and that's great because they know that dog and that ferret will work. But I also have friends who've got bigger dogs and ferrets that they never let the two mix because the dogs would go after the ferrets. So it's very much on an individual case-by-case basis. So I can't believe it's going to be September very, very soon. In the meantime, though, just enjoy yourselves and enjoy the rest of the summer. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in September. Bye.